One of the most common operations that you will perform in Excel, especially when you're exploring dataset, is to sort the dataset. What does it mean to sort? It's just to arrange your data in a particular order. For example, let's say that I'm looking at the region column, and I would want all of the regions that are similar to be placed together. So when I'm looking at the north, I want all of the norths to be together. I want all of the west, excuse me. I want all of the west to be together. I want all of the east to be together, and the likes like that. So what you need to do in that instance is to sort your data set. There are a couple of ways to sort your data set, but what I typically would do is to look at my header row and then I insert the filter icon. So the shortcut to insert the filter icon is to press Ctrl+Shift+L on your keyboard. Once you press Ctrl+Shift+L on your keyboard, you see that we have this little drop down arrows here, and then if I click on the drop down for the region column, for example, you see that I have the option to either sort A to Z or sort Z to A. The kinds of sorts option that you normally would get for any particular column is totally dependent on the kind of data that sits within that column. For the region column, every single item that we have here, they are text. So that is why we see the option to sort A to Z or Z to A. If I come to a column like order date, which is expected to contain dates, if I click on the drop down, you see here that we can sort oldest to newest, which is intuitive. We can either have the oldest date before the newest, or we want to have the newest first before the oldest. It's more like saying that ascending or descending order. And then if I come to a column like quantity, which has numbers, if I click on this, you see that I can sort smallest to largest or largest to smallest. So just have in mind, the option that you will see is dependent on the way it's written, is dependent on the kind of data that sits within that column, but this all would still mean that you're sorting either in ascending or descending order. So coming back to what we want to achieve, we want to be able to sort our region column such that all of the related regions, they are together. I can come on this drop down and I say that it should sort A to Z. So which means that the region that has the closest alphabet, when we start from A, would come first. So we have all of our east here, and then we have all the north, then we have the south, and lastly we have the west region. One important thing whenever you're sorting your data is that the entire records of the data is flipped. What do I mean? When I try to sort the region column, it doesn't just pick the items in the region column, it picks the corresponding items on the other columns when it's sorting the data set. And if you look closely, that is why the IDs we have on this table has been distorted. So now I have 3 starting, then 7, then 11, because it picks the entire row and then brings them closer together based on the sort option that we selected. If we want to sort this in the reverse order, I can come here to region again and say that I should sort Z to A. That will bring the west first, which is descending order of the alphabet now, and then the east would be last. There is one other important sort option that we have on this data set. So let's assume that I take this back to how it was, and then while I'm looking at this data set, for whatever reason, let's say that I give them some of these, just some few like this. Maybe there is this transaction, this one is looks important to me. I just give it this color, and then this, I just give this also another color. And because this data set is a large data set, I've highlighted a couple of rows in different colors like this, and I would like to see all of the highlighted rows together. What I can do is to come here to this region column again, for example, and I ask it to sort by color. So I can say that you should sort by color, and I want to see the rows that have this specific color first before any other rows in this data set. So if I click on this, you see now all of the rows that are colored, they are now together regardless of what options are in the region, and then every other ones that do not have that field, they are they come just next to them. So these are some of the options that you have access to when you want to sort your data in specific ways.